Good morning from smoky northwest Pennsylvania. Apparently, Canada's on fire again, but nothing unusual there. I think that happens about what, every other year? Canada decides to go up in flames. But anyway, here from lovely state forest, Cook's Forest, to be exact, with the Clarion River in the background and cars coming around all over the place. This is a great little campground, swimming hole, canoe trips. They got resorts up and down this section of the river. It's really beautiful here. We thought we'd come down here on a smoky Wednesday morning in July, have a little bit of breakfast, and talk about a few things. Nothing super heavy, nothing political. There's enough channels out there doing that crap. But you haven't seen me for a while. I know that. Things have been rather busy. Between the weather and time and timing and all the other things that get in the way of doing videos. I haven't done many shooting videos, although yesterday me and the wife went up and did a little shooting at our outdoor range, our local outdoor range. Getting some more of her practice and a few more drills in, but we didn't film that. I don't know if people are really interested in that. There's enough excuse me, enough channels out there to give you ideas on drills and what have you. But I'll be the guy that tells you practice, 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 and more practice, especially if you're new at it. Even if you're old like me and been shooting for God knows how many years, you still have to practice. You get a little out of practice. You make some dumb mistakes or what have you. And what do these bicyclists go by? Well, that burrito got a little rubbery. Not the greatest iced lattes, but they're okay. Anyway, I'm going to turn the camera around for a second and show you the newest addition um, to the stable. Yep, there she is. Let's wait for this truck to go by. Awful busy for being this early in the morning. And anyway, let me take my glasses off. That is the new to me, VL 1500 Boulevard, 2001. That replaced my 2003 VL 800 that unfortunately blew up last year. Yep, the spun a main bearing and motor is trash. It wasn't worth trying to find another motor or have that one rebuilt. It would cost more than the bike was worth. So I picked this one up, and the old bike had a nickname of the Mistress. That was because if I wasn't with my wife, you'd find me on the bike, on the Mistress. This bike has earned a different nickname. This bike's called the Dirty Bitch. Yeah, let me turn back around here. It's called the Dirty Bitch because, well, when I first got it, I realized the steering head bearings were kind of shot. Front end wobbled a little bit, but I didn't have time to tear it apart before I turned right around and headed up to New York, to upstate New York, which is about a 1,400 mile round trip. And when I hit the roads in New York, people here complain about the roads in Pennsylvania. They're like glass compared to what you find in New York. So as I'm going through New York and I'm on these beat to hell roads, I kept saying, you dirty bitch. Because the bike would just start shaking and then, jump around on the lane. And it was just a fight all the way there and all the way back. So I kept finding myself, saying, you dirty bitch. And then about a few weeks ago, we decided, no, I got all the parts in for it. And we had a decent stretch of weather, nice and sweltering hot. And we put up the dining tent thing and stuffed the bike under it and tore the front end off of it. Yep. I kept calling it the dirty bitch as I was taking it apart and putting it back together because the thing fought me tooth and nail to come apart. So that's the dirty bitch. Anyway, the other reason I came down here is I'm kind of changing directions a little bit on the channel. No, I'm not giving up the shooting videos as such. I'll probably be doing doing one next week. Um, I had to renew my um, range pass for the state range, which is where I like to do a lot of my filming, or at our local club. Well, it's not exactly local. The state range is closer to my house than the other club that I belong to. Then there's the indoor club. That's can't shoot muzzle loaders in there. So I'll be doing a shooting video, muzzle loading video on that day, weather permitting. But the direction I'm going in right now is something I did one video on a little while ago, which was a video response to a pipe channel or pipe smoking channel. And it gave me the idea, you know, I see how these other guys do it. I see how crazy they can get with, I don't mean crazy in a bad way, but how crazy they can get with the amount of pipes they have or the cost of some of these guys. Uh, I'm kind of a frugal person. I don't mind spending, you know, a good my good dollars on something worthwhile, and um, there are a few pipes out there that I think would be worthwhile spending some money on. I just haven't got around to those yet. Um, my pipes have been staying under the $100 range, and some of them, the ones I'm going to show you today, um, fall well below that. But oddly enough, there's some of the really good, really good pipes. I'm surprised. Um, I years ago I was a Dr. Grabo kind of guy. A couple of Italian briar pipes that I don't even remember who the hell made them. I don't think I paid more than $40 for any pipe back in the '80s. Oddly enough, I still stay within that price range on some of these pipes. That's including shipping. And well, I've got two of them here. And hang on a second. I want to show you something, huh? Let me see if I can do that by tipping this down. Yeah, this might work. I don't know. Can't go up any higher. This is back up a little bit. There we go. This is a pipe case that my wife got me actually over the holidays. It came with one of those Amazon pipes, which I have and I still use. And I thought, what the heck? I got this nice case, and it's not hard to set up. I got my tamper, lighter, some cleaners, little pipe stand. It's handy. Sorry about the strange angle here. And yeah, I do have Molina pipes. This is not a Molina. I just used a bag from it. But what's this one? This one is the this is a Mr. Brog pipe out of Poland. I like the size of it. It's the number 31 plum. Color, maybe. I have no idea. I just got this the other day, and I've smoked it a couple of times, and it's a really good pipe. And then this one is another Polish made one. This one came from Danny Boy Pipes. It doesn't have any real name on it except KS1. It was called the Underhill on the website. And this has turned out to be an excellent pipe. Smokes is every bit as good as a Molina or a Crown or a Graybo or any of those. But I like them for their smaller size. They're easy to transport. This one's got a pretty hefty size bowl on it. It's great with Englishes. It's great with Balkans. It's great with Burleys. The only thing I've really smoked out of this one has been BIJOU. And that's what I'm smoking in it now, or going to be smoking in it now. Then I always carry a little leather piece of deer hide if I need to, dry out a little tobacco or what have you. So this has been a great little setup for me for traveling. It went to New York with me. It gone everywhere when I want to smoke a pipe. So I thought I'd come down and kind of show you. I forgot. There's a little thing here to keep another tamper in here, a little pocket knife. You never know when you need a knife. Yeah, get over there. Get back. Get this up out of the way. Yeah, I'd like to thank the Viking Piper for turning me on to these two guys. Excuse me. Neither of these pipes were that expensive. I will just say under $50. Put it that way. Got some more bicyclists going by. They look at you strange when you're talking to yourself. Oh well. Anyway. Oh shoot. I forgot my Zippo. Oh well. That's why I have a backup. Yep, that works. Yeah, he. I love watching his channel. I'm gonna give him a little wink or whatever so he knows what's going on. Somebody's talking about him. He's turned me on to Danny Boy Pipes and turned me on to Mr. Brog, which he just is doing a series on now. And I went and checked the website out. I ran across that little guy and I went, ooh, I like that. It looks a lot like the other one, but it's not. It's a lot smaller and a smaller bowl in it and seems to work good with flake tobacco or, you know, pressed flake tobacco. Yeah, it's I'm having a brain fart. It's a good pipe to get. You're starting out. If you're starting out, or been doing it for a while, there's nothing wrong. These are pearwood pipes. And some guys will turn their nose at me like, "Oh shit, that's pearwood. I only smoke briar." That's the same guy who says I only ride Harleys. You're kind of missing out on everything. There's pearwood. There's olive wood. Years ago, I had one that was made out of cherry, and that was a great smoking pipe. It was actually my favorite pipe back in the '80s till I ruined it. So I trashed it, really. But yeah, we've been doing a lot of running around. My wife and I did some riding, not just to New York. The other night we not decided to go out to dinner, so we drove about had to been close to 35 miles one way just to go to this one little Italian restaurant that we like. We took a little trip to Mars. I'll show you some pictures of that. Yeah. Mars, Pennsylvania. Interesting little town. Not a whole lot going on in it, but they make do with what they're dealt with a small town in Pennsylvania. They do a festival over there, which I'm gonna try and get to. I think it's next month, where NASA comes and sets up a whole bunch of stuff, and it's like a whole big fair. The whole town gets in on it. So I gotta check that out. If I go, I'll try to get some video of it because it sounds way different than most little towns that just do well garage sale day or like a founders day. These guys do the Mars New Year. So it's whatever the date was. I got it in my calendar. Um, the Martian New Year, and they celebrate it with a big old party, and NASA comes and sets up all sorts of displays, and who knows? We'll find out when we go there. It's quite the deal. I'm going to pause this for a second. Sorry about that. Had a few Amish people kind of coming by, and they really don't like if they think they're being filmed, let alone being filmed. So I'm going to give them a chance to get by. Come on, pipe. I love BIJOU. I don't know. It's just kind of sweet and a little bit of sweet and savory. Sound about right? Yeah, it sounds about like to me. A little smoky, little flavory. It's basically just I think a red Virginia or maybe a regular Virginia in there, and some Oriental. I think it's called Cattery, small leaf Cattery. I've been pronouncing that right. And then pressed into a brick, and then cut into flakes. And they're a little hard to start sometimes. They got a little bit of moisture to them, but not bad. Yeah. Once you get established, it's great. It's good with coffee too. I don't know why, but even canned lattes. I'm kind of a coffee snob too, you know. I like my lattes in a cup, done up with the nice latte art. Not too many places do it. We got a place in town that does a decent job of it. The other coffee shop in town, um, it's more of a cafe au lait than a latte. And then we had Starbucks for a while, but thankfully they're gone. Bye. Nobody liked it. Even the college students half the time are going over to Canyon Coffee or over to Michelle's, which is the other coffee shop in town. They're both good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Michelle's. They actually got really good food over there. Sandwiches. They do kind of like a bistro kind of thing. And sometimes some local musicians come in and set up and play some Irish music or what have you. Really kind of nice. Just like this stuff. You gotta get yourself some bijou. I mean, at least gotta give it a try. I was thinking of doing a series on some of the tobaccos that I've enjoyed, that I picked up on. I think it's called the Elders series or something like that. It's very Lovecraftian um, titles and names to them, which I thought was funny because I've been a Lovecraft kind of guy for a while, and I see the Awakened Elder and Innsmouth and Bad Fiddler, and I'm like, holy crap, somebody's really a Lovecraft, fanatic. One down. So anyway, there's a couple other pipe channels out there that I really enjoy, and they should get some credit. One's called The Burn from the wilds of upstate New York. I wonder if that's the Adirondacks because he looks like an Adirondacker. Talks like one. I should know I was one. And then there's Smoky Vale. Of course, it's the ever-present mutton chop piper. Everybody knows about him who's gotten into the YTPC, the YouTube pipe community. I didn't know anything like that existed until recently, until I started watching these videos. So, if you want to say this is my attempt of getting in on it, okay. I'm still a gun and motorcycle guy, but they all interconnect as far as I'm concerned. They're all passions. I love motorcycles. I love shooting my muzzle loaders, and I love smoking pipes. And I'm actually I'm a cigarette smoker most of the time, but I look forward to just coming home, lighting up a pipe, or like today, ride out here. Two major forms of relaxation for me. On a day off and the wife's working, and I could just sit around the house and stare at the four walls, or I don't know, maybe do something constructive. Yeah. No, I think I'll take a ride and go sit down here and shoot a video and smoke a pipe and talk a lot of nonsense. So, anyhow, I'm gonna put a couple photos in here, like trip to Mars and stuff. I'm gonna slap them in. I don't know if I'm gonna do them in the middle of the video or slap them onto the end of the video. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But until next time, probably about another week or so, we'll have another video. Until then, go do fun shit.